to Baby Babble. My name is Sarah Zielinski. I am 17 weeks pregnant, and this is a weekly IGTV series where I come to you and I share with you all about me being a first-time mom. And this week I have my husband, who's going to be featured here, which is special. I'm doing a live question and answer, as well as usually we'll get tips and tricks from me, things about nutrition and fitness, wellness, and things I've learned along the way, how to handle different types of unsolicited opinions, so on and so forth. So, Brock, I know you want to get over here so we can kick this off. You need a couple of minutes to contain yourself. My husband, just so we can kind of pull this together before he comes and joins us in a couple of we got just now while we're getting ready. We're a little bit late hopping on. We had to take a couple pictures together so I could have a cover photo for this. So I have about 10 questions or so on here that I'm going to be asking Brock. He's going to be answering live. And then afterwards, I'm going to be diving into a couple different things. I had some girls ask me about birth plan, about exhaustion. In 8 years this year.
Okay.
Good man, he wins. We've been together for 7 years. Okay, so Brock, since 2013, we met on
Tinder.
Yes, we met on Tinder. So they so
Can you not
cute.
at least prep me on this?
Sorry, no. If I prepped you on the question. Let me get behind you then. Here. What are you most excited about?
Oh, that's a tough one. Well, obviously being a dad.
Yeah.
What?
What are you most excited? Brock said he thinks we're having a boy now. We thought it was a girl first, in case you missed it when it was pausing. It's kind of fun to stand, actually. Okay. What are your pregnancy cravings?
Beer.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've actually, Brock's tried a couple non-alcoholic beers that I brought into the house, and they've been good, right?
Yeah, but
Highly recommend the Heineken. And what about that red one you had today?
what was that called again?
I can't remember. Yeah. We'll get back to you on that one. Useless. Hi, Dan. Okay. When you... Yeah, Dan.
Oh, yeah.
When you found out that I was pregnant, were you in denial? Or were you like excited and like, oh my gosh?
I was initially shocked.
Yeah.
But then definitely excited. So
This is actually where I told him where we're standing right now.
yeah, that's true.
Literally, I had a camera that was sitting up there, pointing down, and it was August, and we have like 4 different weddings happening. It paused again. What is happening? I'm so sad that it's sitting that it's paused. But then I had him like look through the calendar and stuff. You were shocked though.
Is it paused still?
I don't think so. I think it's going. It says live.
Just laughing at us.
Just everyone's just like, you're not even working right now. They can just hear us. No, we're good. Okay, next one on here. Yeah, stop trying to look.
Wow.
Are you gonna watch me give birth? Or are you gonna physically watch the baby come out? Or are you gonna where are you gonna be during that situation?
I'll be beside you.
Beside me? By my face?
Yeah.
How do you plan on supporting me during birth?
Supporting you?
Are you gonna be like one of those like quiet people like, you can do this? Or you can be like, yeah, keep pushing, you got this, like a coach?
I'll probably just sit there and be quiet.
Oh, it's working right now. Okay, it's working. Okay, cool. Who's going to be the most disciplined parent in the relationship?
Definitely you.
Me.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I'm a bit of a softie with the dogs and stuff. So
100%. Okay, next one. What's changed the most since I got pregnant?
Changed the most?
Mm-hmm.
Do you really want me to answer this?
Oh, what? Yes.
I'd say you're a lot more sassy.
Oh.
Your attitude.
Oh, I'm sassy.
So I just have to tolerate it more and put up with it. And
Not that bad. Oh, I'm pretty bad.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you can't have wine anymore. Okay, I'm a lot more easy to handle when I'm allowed to have my wine. Okay. Do you think Sarah actually is showing a bump, or do you think she's just big when she eats food?
Becca asked that one, didn't you? No? I think you're showing a little bit.
A little tiny bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
17 weeks showing a little tiny bit. Okay. Oh. As a dad, I can tell you, Brock, you want to be there. Cut the cord. You can cut the cord.
Yeah, I'll cut the cord.
But you still want to see it physically exiting my body.
Yeah. Probably,
Right?
Probably scratch that one, but I'll cut the cord for sure.
Yeah, cut the cord for sure. Dang right. Does anybody have any live questions they want to ask while we have them here and it seems to be working and not freezing? Because that would be great. Okay. Next one that's on here is, I skipped a couple. How do you think this is going to affect your golf game?
A lot.
Why?
Well, I'm anticipating that I'm not going to be able to golf after August, really. So.
You're going to be able to golf.
Yeah.
I think we can take the baby golfing, personally.
I don't know.
No?
No, so I'm going to get in as much golf as I can, and that's it for my golf career. So.
Yeah. No, you can totally golf. I think those are all your questions.
That's it?
I think so.
I was just getting into it, too.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Someone has to ask another question. I can ask you a question. Okay. What do you think about our living situation and having a baby here? Because everyone questions us about that.
Yeah, no, it's definitely small.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I grew up in this little house, and we made it work with like 4 or 5 dogs and my sister. So it's definitely doable.
Mm-hmm.
But the way we laid it out and we kind of opened it up, did take a few like rooms out.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
it'll be
all
fine.
open
Like,
up here, so.
get us through the next couple of years, anyway. So.
Yeah, we don't need a lot. We probably don't even need all the stuff that we already got, to be honest. So, where do you want to go for our baby moon? Or what do you want to do for our baby moon?
I didn't know that was a thing.
It is.
Baby moon?
Baby moons.
Yeah.
That's where we go before the baby comes.
We haven't even done our honeymoon yet.
I know we haven't done that. It's something that sits in the back of my mind all the time.
I don't care. Where can we go?
Yeah.
Everything's shut down.
Where can we go in Ontario? Either we can go to like a golf resort or go to like a spa somewhere.
Hopefully.
We do that in the summer because I'm still gonna golf the entire time. My belly bump's gonna be huge. What's been the biggest perk of me being pregnant?
I can't answer that.
Yes, you can.
So
What's the biggest perk?
I'm gonna say the boobs for sure.
The boobs.
Oh, that too.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
Oh god. I'm going to hell. Okay, that's it.
The boobs have been the biggest perk. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Anyways, that was really fun. Thank you guys for jumping on and sharing that with us. That was unbelievable. I'm so sorry that it paused like the very beginning and halfway through. That is really crappy, but hopefully you guys got some of the questions that you wanted. If you have any more questions, he's sitting across from me. I'm going to finish up doing it. Catherine's like, I called it for the boobs. But if you guys have any more questions, you're welcome to ask me. He is sitting right across here from me. So I was going to just dive into a couple of the other things I said I was going to talk about. So if these topics do not interest you, you don't feel like you need to stay on, but we're going to be talking about my birth plan, dealing with my exhaustion, how I deal with the guilt of like resting when you're really exhausted. I was going to share the gift that I got from Jewel that I won from a Instagram giveaway, which is pretty cool. And then talking about like how to talk to people about their bumps has been something that's been like really common right now in my August Mamas group. And then also kind of what happened with my hair. I'm going to start out with what happened with my hair. Actually, Brock, you can talk to this. What happened in Walmart the other day?
Huh?
What happened to me in Walmart the other day?
Oh, you just had no idea where you were.
I had no idea where I was. Like,
I thought you went into the bathroom and did drugs.
He literally thought I went in the bathroom and did drugs. Like, I came out of the bathroom and I was like, when did a grocery store get into this Walmart? And he's like, are you fucking high? The baby brain thing is so real. Like, I honestly had no idea where we were. And then I didn't know how we entered the building. I didn't know where we parked. I was so confused and lost. And when we first got into the building, I was like, this is where we're going. Because we bought a bunch of totes because we're reorganizing the nursery and office. And we went and we're going to get a bunch of totes. I'm like, hey, no, the totes are right here. And I was dead set that we were in Centrum Canada, but we were actually at the one over closer to Richmond. So I was like, not that anyone here, not everyone knows what that is, but I thought we were in a completely different Walmart and was completely confused. And he just like held me. He's like, it's going to be okay. But I had no idea where I was. The other thing is I can't wear my hair in the center part right now because I use a little face, like peach fuzz shaver to get the little baby hairs off my face before I put makeup on. And I use the other side. Hi, Christine. I use the other side to part my hair. And this week I used the razor side. And I took out a massive chunk of hair right in the middle of my head and pulled a shit ton of hair out of my head. So now I have to wear my hair on a side part until my hair decides to grow back in the middle. Okay, so that happened. That was great. Christine, Brock answered a bunch of questions. If you have other questions, you can ask, and he's right here across the way. So I had someone ask me about a birth plan. I have no idea even what that looks like or what that could be. I initially wanted to get a midwife, but in Ottawa, like every single midwife is completely booked up. I could not get a midwife. I am on a wait list for like every single location. So the plan is for us to have the baby at the Queensway Ottawa Hospital, mostly because I do have Crohn's disease, and if anything was to happen, that's where they would be transferring me to. And the one thing that the Queensway Hospital does have is they have their own actual gastroenterologist, like specific unit. So if I'm in there and something happens with me for my Crohn's, or they have something special that happens with the baby, they can deal with it there. And I am going to be bougie, and I am going to pay for a private room, and I am going to do all those things, and you has no say. Okay? Got it? Cool. But as for birth plan, like obviously I'm going to try, I'm going to try to see if I can go natural. I don't know. I'm the kind of person that's like, I don't want to feel no pain. But if I'm going to have an option to have an epidural, because I don't want to, if I don't want to be in so much pain that I can't have it if I want to. I'd like to be in a bathtub doing it personally, but I don't know if that's a thing I can do there. So I haven't really done a lot of thought into that, to be perfectly honest. And the next question here was from one of my girlfriends on here about dealing with exhaustion and like not feeling, I don't know how much the private room is, but I don't really give a fuck. I know they're expensive. I only know prices that are that my sister has to pay because she's out of country. So it wouldn't be the same for us if we're local and Canadian. But I think that they're enough that most people don't get them. But I would pay if it was like over $1,000. I wouldn't care. I want a private room. when I do it. And that sounds really bougie and annoying, but I would do it because the amount of money I've saved in not buying wine over the past 9 months could pay for that 1,000 times over again, you know? No, private rooms aren't super normal in Canada. Like, you have to pay for them or request them. It's also really different in different places too. Like, I mean, like in my August Mamas group, I've been talking to a bunch of people, and like there's certain people that like you can push without masks. Right now we have to push with masks on. The way that it actually works, my sister's going through this whole process right now. So the way that it works is that she has to show up to the hospital. She gets admitted first. Once she's admitted, this is Ottawa specific, they check her for her dilation and if she's good enough to go, and then she gets admitted, and then her husband can only then, hey girlfriend, only then can her husband go into the hospital and then be with her, but they can only be one person. You have to wear the mask the entire time. You have to wear the mask while you're pushing. You cannot leave the room. You cannot leave the room once you're in the room. Apparently at Queensway, you can order like Uber Eats at certain locations. Other ones you can't actually order food in, but you are able to order food in, which is super awesome. And then most people are bringing like coolers. So a couple of my girlfriends that recently had their babies actually like physically packed like cold coolers and warm coolers. And once the wife came in, the spouse or the husband or whoever was there as the one choice of person you get for having your birth could come in. I mean, hopefully that will change for me when I actually have our baby in August. If we have it in August, have it early or late. We don't know, right? We're August 27th. So what comes after August? September. So we could be having an August, September baby, or July, August, September, June, July. Guys, I am terrible. So, or it could be July, because a lot of times with Crohn's disease, you don't carry full term. So I could be early, maybe I'm late, maybe I'll be right on time, who knows? But as for birth plan, that's kind of as far as I've gotten. Personally, I wish the baby could just like teleport out of my body, because I don't really want to push it out at all. And I have a fear of nipples, and I have a fear of birth. Just laughing at me. There is a breast pump I'm getting called the LV, I think, and it just like sits in your bra. Some people say they're not great. We have to get these leak-proof bags, because if you bend over, the milk pours out, all the things. I am just personally struggling with the fact I see all these pictures of the women and all my girlfriends that are breastfeeding right now and be like, Sarah, get it. You have it. You have the LV. Yes. Because I'm like, I see the bras, and the bras are like this, and then they have like little holes through the bras, and I'm like, I'm just gonna walk around with my nips out through the holes in the bras and just like squirt Brock in the face and shit. Fucking hilarious. But I see like the pumps go in the bras, and then they're walking around, you're walking around with these little milk cannons hanging off your boobs. I'm like, I just don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't like nipples in general anyway, so I'm just dealing with that. But I am going to be getting the LV. I'm going to be ordering it. And then I will be sharing about it when I do get it. And I think it's like $600 each for one. I'm waiting for Brock's reaction. I was like, me. I don't think he's going to complain with that kind of stuff, because he's not the one that has to pump out the milk out his body and or carry the baby the entire time. Okay, so the next one on here was dealing with exhaustion and rest, and having guilty feelings with resting too much. For me, the biggest thing is like, I push through a lot of the times where I actually am really tired, but like I think it was like last week or something, I got up super early with Brock. I didn't sleep well in the night and went for a walk, and I sat on the couch and I just passed out for like 3 hours. I didn't feel guilty about it. I kind of woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, like there's so much I could have gotten done in that time, but my body obviously needed it. So I think there's kind of a difference between, you know, feeling guilty about taking the rest that you need, and then also like giving in to certain things too. Like, I know for a fact sometimes I'm just like, oh, like I could just rest right now, and I kind of want to just rest right now, but like there's a lot of things that I know that there's going to be times like when I do have the baby here where I'm not going to want to do that, right? So I feel like there's a difference between, you know, choosing to just like rest and like know that your body needs that time, versus like making the decision like, well, because I'm pregnant, I can do that. Because I do see that too, right? Because I'm pregnant, I can eat that. Because I'm pregnant, I can do this. And like, sure, I've had moments like that myself too, but at the end of the day, you kind of get one shot, right? When you're pregnant, you get one shot where it's like, you're creating the anatomy and physiology of your baby. So you want to make sure you're doing the best that you can, and that you can. Every single person's going to be different, but there's times where I don't want to do stuff, or I don't want to be on my phone because I get nauseous answering messages, or when I don't want to go live in a group, because I do a lot of live training and things like that. But I take a deep breath, I put my big girl panties on, and I go, you know what? Like, these are things I'm gonna have to do when I do have my newborn, and these are things that's the reason why I chose this job. That's the reason why I chose to be a coach, was to work from home and have my own schedule and to be there for all the moments that my child has. And I think what's important with that is the fact that, like, yes, I'll be able to ask for help when I need it, but right now I can't ask for help for someone to do a live training for me. And I know that I'm going to need to do those same things with my kid if my kid's sitting on my knee, right? And I think it's just making that decision of, like, you know, like, can I do this or am I not willing to do this? You know what I mean? And it's having that conversation with yourself. But I don't ever feel guilty for resting. I don't ever feel guilty for pushing myself through something either, because there are so many more people out there that do so much more with less. And that's the way I look at it, is like, I don't have to go to work. I get to work from home, and I honestly have no idea. I give so much credit to any of you mamas out there that work full-time jobs, that have to physically go into work and keep it hush-hush and not tell people that you're pregnant, because I don't know if I could do it. I would have to. I would do it. I'd have to, but it's so much easier for the fact that I'm actually just home by myself and able to, you know, sit on the couch and take a nap if I need to. But I'd say, honestly, I haven't been, even though I was getting like 2 or 3 hours of sleep. I just pushed through to my schedule, and if I passed out and fell asleep, I did. So there's that. You have to give yourself grace and just have those conversations with yourself and be real, right? And I think in the same breath for that too, is like, I've got a lot of girls I'm talking with that say, like, I can't work out right now, or they are on bed rest, which happens with pregnancy. Sometimes you'll get put on bed rest, or you're being told you can't work out for a bit. It's like, if you can't physically work out or can't physically lift things, there's a lot of things you can still do for your personal health. You know, like, you can meditate, you can eat healthy, you can focus on the things that you can control. And honestly, like, the meditation, the mindset, the discipline, and the nutrition is 90% of the work. Everybody can put the work in. Everyone can physically exercise. Everyone can go for walks. Everyone can lift weights. Everyone can press play on a program and follow what the routine tells you to do. But what's hard is making the decision to eat healthy. What's hard is making the decision to wake up earlier. What's hard is making the decision to take time to practice gratitude, or to, you know, to meditate, or take time for yourself, or just write out 10 things that you're thankful for. Like, that's what's difficult, not physically moving your body. You may suck at it. You may have to modify in your mind. You might feel like it was a really shitty workout for you, but at the end of the day, you moved your body, and making the decision in your mind to do it is so much more powerful than you just being like, oh, well, I can't do that, right? And if, yes, girl, yes, decide and commit. And the thing is, like, even if you can't physically work out, you can choose to eat healthier, right? But it's so much more natural for us to just sit down on the couch and be like, oh my gosh, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I can't do this, like, I just need to rest. But, like, the first thing we'll naturally go for is like a bag of potato chips, or reach for the ice cream, or make something super simple that's like unhealthy for you. But what's going to be difficult is being like, hey, like, I can't physically work out, but I can control the things that I do by what I eat. Like, one of my aunts, she did the 2B mindset, and she lost like 30 or 40 pounds. And she was just like doing my nutrition program that's all based off of intuitive eating, and wasn't able to physically work out. So just because you can't physically work out doesn't mean you can't lose weight, doesn't mean you can't reach your goals, right? It doesn't mean you can't be healthy when you have a child growing inside your body. Okay, cool. I do want to show that. Okay, last thing I want to talk about before I show the gifts that I got that I'm obsessed with, because they're so freaking awesome, is talking about how to address people, how to talk to people that are pregnant or showing their belly bump. So this is something that I've been seeing a lot in our groups. I've been seeing a lot in my chat pods with other women that also are pregnant right now, is like people going up to people and saying like, oh, like, how far along are you? And then someone saying like, oh, well, I'm 17 weeks, I'm 20 weeks, and whatever. And being like, oh my gosh, you're really big for 17 weeks. Or, oh, you're really small for 17 weeks. Oh, you're really this. Like, just be mindful of the way that you're talking to certain people, especially if you have no idea who they are, you don't know them at all, you don't know like where their mindset has been or how they physically feel about their body. Because, like, for example, the way people physically feel when you go through pregnancy can be really challenging, especially if you're someone that, and I can't tell you how many people I've had this conversation with, the people that were like, I was so fit, I was so healthy, I was so far ahead of my goals, my fitness, I was crushing my workouts every single day, and then I got pregnant. because a lot of people fear exercising, continuing with their routines once they get pregnant because they want to protect their bodies. They're scared to do anything, and that makes sense. That's totally normal and natural. But there's a lot of people that regress and then they feel like they're not eating as much, right? Yeah, and it can be so triggering, and people don't like realize like the impact that you can have just by commenting on someone's body, regardless if someone's pregnant or not. You're so commenting about the way someone's body physically looks. For me, I just want my bump to pop. So the more you guys tell me I think I see a bump, I'm doing good with that. Like, I want to hear that. But I'm literally giving you permission in this moment to say, like, if you think you see a bump, just tell me you do, because I want to hear it. You know, but like, there's certain people that may not be as comfortable hearing that as I am, right? So be mindful of that and just respecting people's space and like the way that you're talking about people, because I think that it can really you might think that what you're saying could be a compliment to somebody, but it could actually be doing more harm than good. I think that was it. Oh, my Crohns started coming back. I did want to mention that. That happened earlier this week, where I literally was in the bathroom and I was like gripping onto the sink and gripping onto the shower curtain, in so much pain in the bathroom. So apparently my second trimester has been much harder than my first trimester. And apparently in your first trimester, the reason why it's easier for people that have IBD, autoimmune diseases, specifically Crohn's disease, we have malabsorption issues. So we don't absorb nutrients as much as other people, which is why we have massive weight loss sometimes, why we have a lot of indigestion, inflammation, bleeding in the guts and things like that, is because of the fact that when you're first pregnant, your baby wants to take all your nutrients, it wants all the energy because it's growing. That's when its neurological system is growing. It's when your umbilical cord is starting to attach, your placenta is growing, your uterus is growing. So like, that's when your body is like, all your nutrients are essentially going to the baby, which is why you're so tired, which is why you don't sleep as well, and all this kind of stuff is why you get nauseous and your body's totally out of whack, your hormones are flowing like crazy. But the thing is, in my first trimester, my baby was taking like everything that I was eating. So I was eating everything, like things I couldn't normally eat when I have my Crohn's normally. Trigger foods were not bothering me at all anymore. And then going into my second trimester, now I'm noticing foods that used to trigger me are triggering me again. And it's because the baby doesn't need all the nutrients from me that it did need in the first trimester, because it's sustaining itself a little bit more, it's taking what it needs instead of like everything. So I need to be careful with what I'm eating again. So that has been super interesting for me, and I have to be really careful, because what can happen is I could end up in hospital on steroids. And if you know me, I am anti-steroids. I hate steroids. I've been offered them several times through really massive flare-ups with like my eyes and things like that as well. And I always go back to medication and eating plant-based is what works for me. But there's also like a lot of different implications and complications with eating plant-based when you are pregnant as well. So I kind of manipulate it. But there's that. And then I wanted to share the two things that I got for our from the Instagram competition, because it was so cute. I was going to die. 1 second. Brock, can you go on Instagram and check my sister's thing for me real quick, please? And tell me.
What am I checking?
What do you think you're checking?
Huh?
Just check and see if there's been something up on there, please. Let me know.
Oh.
Okay, so this is something that I got from Jewel. It is so cool. So I had this on my registry. This is a baby bum warmer. So basically you put, look at this. You put your wipes in here, and the wipes get warm. You can check it right now.
Oh, yeah.
And then the wipes come out here and it's hot. So your baby's bum is always warm when you wipe their bum. And let's be serious. Who wants to be comfortable and cozy, and then all of a sudden someone comes up behind you with a cold ass wet wipe and just wipes up behind your butt or on your back, or when someone takes something cold like an ice thing or anything. Perfect. I can say it. I'm an auntie. My sister had her baby last night. Yay! Oh my gosh. I couldn't say it. And then all of a sudden I got a text from my girlfriend Rosie. She's like, you're an auntie. So yay, I can talk about it. My sister had her little baby last night. He was 6 pounds, 7 ounces. His name is Harrison George Waugh, and he is perfect. Absolutely perfect. And I love the name Harrison. It's so cute. It's so cute. So anyways, I got to say it now. Oh my gosh. So 17 weeks. Oh my gosh, Brock. I was 17 weeks pregnant, and Harrison was born on the 17th of March. St. Patrick's Day. And her husband's name is also Patrick. So exciting, you guys. Make sure you guys go and give her like a congratulations. I'm so excited. Rosie, thank you for texting me that because I didn't know if I could say anything because it happened last night. And from my understanding, the labor was not super great. So she's a freaking warrior. And I'm so excited to be an auntie. Oh my gosh. So I got this Baby Babble warmer, which is awesome. Apparently you don't want to leave it on too long all the time because apparently it can dehydrate it. I can't even focus now because I'm just so excited. My sister had her baby. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Honestly, he's the cutest little thing ever. And I just like burst into tears last night when it happened. It was absolutely insane. And then the last thing I got from Jewel was a cloud baby changer. Yes! And then it has like little stickies on the back of it so that it doesn't slide, which is amazing. But everything's gender neutral, which makes me really excited. So that's it, you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode with Brock on with us. That was so much fun. And I'm officially an auntie of a beautiful little boy named Harrison, which is so exciting. Brock, do you want to come say goodbye?
Say goodbye?
Come say goodbye. And say thank you for all the fun questions.
Bye.
Love you guys. Have an awesome day. Thank you for joining. See you later.